Hey, this is Russ. It's another rainy day. It's Monday morning. And yeah, it already rained this morning, but there's a little break. So I decided I'm going to go out. You know, I actually look forward to going out on the bike. Never thought I'd like it that much, but hey, I guess I do. So, yeah, if it drizzles on me, then I'll have to figure out how to head back. But I decided this time I'm just gonna go around one little park area. Not going to the forest preserves again because I don't want to be dripped on. Because the rain did still happen, and the Chicago area, at least in the area where I am, I think we're still expected to have rain up through Thursday, or maybe Wednesday, maybe not Thursday. But they're showing a certain percentage of rain, of course. And whenever that happens, then I have to make a choice. I either ride between the rain when it stops, or don't ride at all. So I'm gonna go up on the sidewalk over here. Yeah. So yeah, today I want to talk a little bit about bike security. Now I was thinking about this because just this morning I was taking a look at comments on my videos, and I got a nice comment from somebody who ordered a rad power bike using my discount code, which is always found at the description of all my my eBike videos. And let's go right. And the person said that they are expecting their bike to come in about a week. And then she mentioned, she or he, I'm not really sure who it is, that there's a fear, of course, getting your bike stolen. And I would tend to agree. Yeah, I have a fairly heavy-duty chain and lock and cable. I don't lock my bike up anywhere really. I just lock it up in the garage. I figured, well, if they're gonna steal it, I'm gonna make it tough for them. So I put it up against. Hold on. Thank you. I put it up against my wife's bike, so we lock the two bikes together, which makes it more difficult. If they're going to try to steal it, they either have to take both bikes at the exact same time and get between the cars that are in our garage, or they'll have to cut it. But let me talk about locks and chains and the like. Let me say this real quickly. I don't care what lock, what chain, what thing you buy. If a thief wants your bike, they're going to get it. Okay? All you're going to do is slow them down. Okay? So, and that may be just the point. If you're keeping an eye on your bike, if you got to run inside to get something, let's say you go to a McDonald's or a Burger King or something like that, keep an eye on your bike, but lock it. And so if they want to steal it, you're delaying them. That's the key. All right. We got a little bit of water here, so I'm just going to go through it very slowly so I don't splatter it up too much. I still feel it on my legs. Yeah, slow them down. What you're really doing with these locks is you're trying to discourage the person who's not typically a bike thief. He sees an opportunity, the bike is sitting there, there's no lock on it, they're going to say, hey, there's a good opportunity, I can steal this bike. You're stopping that guy. But the professional, the guy who's out to get your bike, he's got things like bolt cutters, angle grinders, portable angle grinders. You don't stand a chance. Really, you don't. If he wants that bike, he's going to get it in about 20 seconds. So you got 20 seconds to react, essentially. So you got to keep your eye on the bike, no matter where you are. You might want to consider sorry, things are blowing into me again. You might want to consider things like a bike alarm. Okay, these are not that expensive. There's a link inside my descriptions of my videos of the alarm that I bought. this is 113 or 118 decibels, which is really loud, okay? But it's really only loud if it's inside the garage. Yeah, I turn it on while I'm in the garage too. I figured it might scare somebody to stop, because by the time they finally find where the alarm is, somebody might notice and it might scare them off. But again, if they want that bike, they're going to get it. So get an alarm. I'll show you where I placed mine. Now, you know that I put a skid plate on the bottom of my radrover. I bought that on eBay. All right, I really don't want to put an eBay link on there, but if you search eBay, you're going to find, if you're a radrover buyer, okay, it doesn't fit on, and it cannot fit on the step through either. It only fits on standard, what do they call these, high step versions. Just look for an aluminum plate that's sold on eBay. All right, that's what I bought. There's another guy too who makes it out of some type of synthetic material, and that's just as good. Either one is fine, really. So I put it on the bottom of the skid plate. Okay, so it's double stick tape there, and it's also ziplocked there, because there's things that you can use to ziplock the alarm. So by the time this guy gets this thing off to stop the alarm, I estimate that's going to take him at least a minute. Okay, so he's got 20 seconds to break the lock or the chain. He's got about a minute in order to disable the alarm. My guess is he's going to go for the alarm first, and yeah, he's got to find it first. All right, with that thing echoing around inside the garage, it's kind of hard to locate exact location. Okay, and if he does, he's still got to either hammer it or break it somehow, or he's got to open up the battery compartment and take the battery out. Right? I estimate that's a good minute. So I have a minute to respond. That's what it boils down to. Anyways, get some security. Now, the lock that I have is the, how long is this thing? Is it 1 meter, something like that? I don't know. It's the shorter of the two, and there's also a 1.5 meter version. I bought the 1 meter, which is not really long enough to do everything. That's why I have a cable as well to lock the front tire to the frame. That's really worthless if they have bolt cutters. But what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the locks. If I would have bought the longer chain, okay, that thing would be about 15 pounds. The one that I have is about 11 pounds. Okay, I'm gonna go down this thing here. This one I always have a little bit of nervousness making that turn, because I gotta slow down to do it. And I'm riding the brakes right now, so you can probably hear the brakes squeaking a little bit there. Alright, we'll go around here. Yeah, so I didn't go for the long one, the 1.5 meter version. I just went with the standard 1 meter version, just to keep the weight down. It's 11 pounds with the lock and the chain. And I figured if I ever have to take it out somewhere, I don't really want to be bogged down with over 15 pounds of chain. I figured 11 pounds was better. And of course, if they steal your front wheel because I used the cable to secure it, oh well, what can I say? You know, at least they didn't get the rest of it. Oh, also, if you go out somewhere, take the battery with you, because the battery is worth a lot of money. At least on a rad power bike, it's $550 plus tax, so let's estimate $600, including the tax. They can steal the battery real easy. I mentioned before that there's a universal key that you can use, and if you have a Honda, Blink Honda key, you can open up those locks on the battery too. So you don't want to leave that for someone to take. So if you go inside somewhere, take the battery with you. All right. Let me say something else too. I read a thread on one of these forums. They were saying that Rad Power Bikes needs to step up their game to get some integrated batteries inside the down tube of the bikes, so that you don't see the battery. You know, I kind of like having the battery exposed. I'll tell you why in a second here. Good morning. the reason is because if it's exposed like that, I can add other batteries. I can change out that battery with another brand if I wanted to. I just change the cradle and do whatever. All right, we're gonna go through here. I'm not gonna. I really didn't want to go through the forest preserve, but let's do a little bit of it, not too much of it. And then we go through the narrow bridge. All right. So, yeah, I like it exposed so that it's easy to change. Now, you all know that one day I would like to get a secondary battery. I have an option. I could either get the Rad Power Bikes battery, spend $600, or like I said, if enough of you guys use the discount code, I'll have enough money to be able to buy another battery on Amazon. But those are not the Rad batteries. Those are going to be those Chinese batteries, which don't have the best life. But again, it might be the only way I can do it, and I can easily make the modification to my bike, by just disconnecting a cable and using that second battery. I could either mount it in between the triangle of my bike frame, or, all right, more water here, so we'll go a little slower. Or I can put it on the back rack and then just run a cable to the controller. And the controller's exposed too, so you can always swap out the controllers too. So, whereas, the integrated ones in the down tubes look nice, you're kind of stuck with their design and their battery. This other way, I have the ability to change over. Hello. So, yeah, that's the main reason why I kind of like having the exposed battery, And I know that if they do certain things with Rad, that they would need to charge more. They have changed its design and everything. They would have to charge more for it. Nah, I'm okay with it. The other ones look kind of cool though. Morning. All right, do we go into the forest preserves or don't we? All right, we'll go a little bit. Let's hope we don't get rained on. Dripped on, I should say, not rained on. Well, maybe even rained on, because it is still quite overcast. And I don't know how flooded it is either. Actually, I think that's the first time I've ever seen a guy doing that. Not to say anything about it, but I'm just saying, I don't think I've ever noticed that before. Just wait for these cars to go by. All right. Oh, there's a huge puddle. Hopefully it's not in the bike path. We'll take a look. This whole thing in front of us is like a puddle. I don't think that's a regular river. That's just a puddle inside the grass. We'll see. Morning. These are a challenge. No, I think it's the overflow. It's designed specifically for water, but I've never seen it filled. You can't see it. It's off to the right. It's designed for that purpose. Yeah, we've had a lot of rain in this general area lately. All right, hold on. Thank you. Yeah, we've had a ton of rain here, and doesn't stop me from going out if there's a break. But what stops me is the puddles. Now, let me say something too. The Sunday video that I did, I tried to go to the Prospect Heights Trail again, but there was a huge puddle right in front of us. I could have gone through it. I've got big enough wheels, but again, you have to keep in mind that splatters up, and all the exposed wires and everything is underneath the bike, and so is the battery. So you really don't want to splash your bike up with water. That's why I didn't go through it. Now, it was another video I released probably on Monday. You probably would have seen it. I did go through some water, and that was actually filmed before the Sunday video. And it did splatter up, and that's why, and that was a smaller puddle. That's why I didn't go through the bigger puddle, right? So if you disliked Sunday's video because of that, that's the reason why I didn't go through it. All right, I'm back. So yeah, I rode through one puddle a day or two beforehand, and then I did the Sunday video, and that puddle was bigger, and I said, no, it's not smart to go through it. So sometimes you just have to say no and don't do it. I decided I didn't want to go through this forest preserve, but here we go. Let's see how this is. Morning. Alright, so I have to get prepped for this. I know that there is a big hill coming up, so I'm gonna throttle up hard, lowered my gears, and we're gonna go up this thing. Yeah, this is the toughest hill to climb, but I would say that my leg endurance is getting a little bit better now, so I can pedal up high up on it. All right. Downhill. You know, I like going out, even though there's pretty high humidity still, but it's cool right now. It's probably about 71 degrees, something like that. And that little bit of breeze that hits you when you're riding feels really good. So I don't want to give up the opportunity to go out if I can go out. Oh, let me tell you a little bit about my saddle, or the seat, okay? You know, I switched over to the Bikeroo, the big wide seat, and you know, I kept it level to the ground, but you know, they got a nose on those saddles. Doesn't feel too good in certain parts of a male body. So what I did is I tilted it down a little bit, so the nose tilts downwards just a tad. Now that takes a little bit of getting used to, because you kind of feel like you're sliding down the seat because it's not level to the ground. But I'll tell you, it forces me to ride a little bit further back on that saddle, which is on the wider part. And then of course, because the nose tilts down more, it doesn't hit parts of the human anatomy sorry, that guys don't really like. So yeah, it was worth doing that. So if you get one of these seats, even your standard saddle, you might want to do that. Okay. All right, we got people ahead of us, but I think I'm going to turn around because I think eventually we're going to run out of road anyways. So let me just turn us around. I just walk it. All right, face the other direction, head back. Fix my cell phone. There we go. Y'all know that we have to do that, right? Head back again. So yeah, those are the main things I wanted to talk about today. Just kind of let you guys know that be careful of your bike security. Get a good lock. Let's talk about the lock again, real quickly. Why did I go with the chain? Because it's longer, it reaches around. Most people like the U-boat locks. You've seen those kryptonite ones. I bought one of those initially. I bought the New York kryptonite one. But, with these fat tires and everything, the 4-inch fat tires, the boat wouldn't go around the tire and the frame, and definitely wouldn't go around the tire and the frame and a stationary object. So I had to return it. Okay. Now I do know that some people buy multiple locks and chains. They buy a chain, they buy a U-boat, they buy a cable. Okay. I don't know. Maybe one day I will do that if I'm gonna leave my bike somewhere, because the more locks you have, the less the thief wants to steal your bike, because he's got to cut through 3 different things. That just adds time. So if you really don't want your bike stolen, lock it up with 3 or 4 of them. All right, but that's going to add weight and that's going to add cost. So my lock and chain, I don't think I had a discount on mine. I think I paid full retail. It's about $155, $159, something like that. I think the U-boat thing was probably around $125 if you would have bought one of those. And of course the cable, that's the cheapest one. I think I paid maybe $15 or something like that at Home Depot a long time ago. But yeah, if you want to really go crazy, I'd get one of those Abus locks. Abus has like I don't know what you would call it. It's not a chain. It's not a U-boat. Although they do make U-boat ones too, and chains. It's kind of like a bar. Okay, if you did that and a U-boat, as well as a bike chain, chances of you getting stolen would be a lot slimmer on the street. I'm talking about. If you have your bike locked up to some place that's hidden, that guy's just gonna take his time and cut through all 3 of them. So yeah, you could spend a lot of money on locks and everything, but they're gonna get through it. If they're hidden and they know that nobody can see them, yeah, they'll take their time. They'll just cut through all 3 of them. Then you lose all the cost of the locks and everything, plus your bike. So what's the moral? What do they call it? The moral of the story? Don't leave your bike unattended. That's what it breaks down to. Keep your eye on it. You go anywhere, you have to lock it up. Keep your eye on it. Okay. Use the alarm, because that's important. The alarm's cheap. I think the alarm cost me maybe $17, maybe something like that. I think that's worth it. I mean, think about how much you spent on your bike. I think that's worth that. Okay. Anyways, that's about all I wanted to say today. I just wanted to get out, see how it was. I knew it would be nice and cool, which is always nice. And so I'm out and about. Anyways, if you liked the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will talk to you guys next time.